Howdy, howdy, howdy. It is April 17th, 2024. Been a little bit since my last review. I don't remember when, but this feels alien enough to me sitting here in front of a camera that I know it's been at least 6 months. But yeah, just finished a book. Yeah, the last thing I did, I was in the middle of the Ender series, and I was in the middle of the third. Was it Xenocide? Children of the Mind. It was either Xenocide or whichever one is after Speak of the Dead, and I just fell off. Like that's all. Those are hard books. They were hard to finish the first time, and I think I dragged myself across the line. But that's the whole thing, right? This book that I read is Hyperion, Hyperion. So it's by Dan Simmons, and I remember buying it a year or something ago and having it on my Kindle because I heard it was like one of the best sci-fi's ever, right? And I started at one point and I got like 5-10 pages in and I couldn't, like, I didn't go any further. You know how it is. It's sometimes it's just not meant to be. However, I tried again because I needed a book to read. I felt it, and I pushed past the first like 2-3 pages. Got through that beginning where everything's alien and you're getting used to whoever your character is. And I said, okay, cool. Got through and finished the book pretty quickly. Actually, like it was a page turner. I wanted to finish it. I actually wanted to finish it, and it was a really good book. It was a solid, good book. And there are, just a small number of characters, and you go into all their backgrounds. And I really enjoyed how there was a narrative in the back, but it was really like, if you look at it, they arrived at this planet, then they went to one area, then they went to another area on the planet, like in meeting no enemies, no problems. They were literally just getting on different modes of transport as they were getting closer and closer to their destination, which were the time tombs. Anyways, but on their journey, every night, basically, they spend the time to figure out, to hear from one of the, I believe it was like seven of them, but really 6 backstories are told. 6 of the backstories, and it's big chapters too, for all of them, and they're all very different because all these characters are on this planet, Hyperion, and on this pilgrimage for a reason, and it's a pilgrimage basically to see the devil, the Shrike, ultimate evil, really. It just kills, no reasoning behind it, and no way to beat it. Anyways, so they were handpicked by the massive government, huge government, and boom. Let's find out why they're there. There's a priest, a Catholic priest, who goes and has first contact with these like weird cross-praying folk, and it's all told through like diary entries. So very interesting. And it's all told from the current priest who's relaying a log from a different priest who went. And it's very interesting, very creepy and crazy. Really like that story. That story sticks in my mind. I really like those entry logs, like day this, because something's coming, and things hit harder because it feels grittier. It feels interesting. Different way of giving out a story, a narrative, and I really like it. Then you also had how do I phrase it? Like a noir, cyberpunk kind of vibe detective story. Interesting, not as interesting, but interesting. Almost, if that was just the book, it would be okay. But it is just another piece of the puzzle. I thought it was cool. Then you had a scholar with a daughter who was aging backwards after she had been affected by the time tombs where she was going to. This daughter was like a archivist something, right? She was going to actually take a look at these places. These tombs. And she aged backwards from 26, and you see that he has this baby in his arms this whole time, and through reading the story you realize, oh gosh, that's his kid. That's his kid who was 26, and boom, 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 now we're 26 even years later, because every single day after that event she aged backwards. And it was really cool seeing the effects of her knowing less, and every morning waking up and believing she was that person however many years ago, or how many days ago, but eventually how many years ago, because she's like, 20, then 15, then 13, 8, and she's losing the ability to do math and reading and, all that kind of stuff. She had a lover before, and you see the lover, like, be forgotten at a certain point where he's now counting back the time, like, oh, we met 3 years ago, and now, I've got 3 years left of her, and all this work we put into our relationship is being stepped back. Heartbreaking in a lot of ways, especially with the relationship with her family as well, or with her mom and dad, and it's really heartbreaking stuff, actually. And yeah, she's like a week from death or something. She's almost a newborn at this point. She's a newborn at this point in the story, when in real time. So you see that, and then you have an older soldier, who is there for his own reasons, but that was kind of one of the lesser stories. Lots of sex in that one. He's looking for a past lover who's connected to Shrike to kill, basically. You have a couple century old poet who's gone a little bit crazy. That was interesting, very interesting. Then you have the consul, diplomat, basically, who is the last story and is a spy for a different warring human nation of some kind. You have a whole bunch, you have like AI in this story, all wrapped up on a journey going from character to character to character, and you get to the end, and the end is a big cliffhanger, which honestly could be satisfying. And I debated whether I wanted to move on to the series, because the series is 4 books, and I don't think I'm gonna, unless I'm crazy compelled, and I've heard the later that it kind of falls off a bit, the series. However, like, the first book is highly praised, and I debated ending it there, kind of like what I did with Dune, where they go off to start the jihad, and I just haven't. I've tried reading actually Dune Messiah, but I fell off within a couple pages because I wasn't interested anymore at that time. Maybe if I read it now it'd be better, but no, like, Dune in and of itself is, I'm happy ending, very happy ending it where it is. And Hyperion, I might do the same. Yeah, I might do the same, but I'm currently reading, I might have liked the same, but I'm currently reading The Fall of Hyperion, and I might end after that, because I want to know, what drives me forward is I want to know what happens to these folk once they meet the Shrike. And if they get their wish, because they're there to ask for a wish. That's old pilgrimage, right? Is you go there and you can ask a wish, and you can go with a whole group of them, there's pilgrimages of dozens to hundreds of people, and there have been for decades and decades, to the Shrike and the Shrike tombs. And one person, everyone asks a question, as it's said, this is in the tales, everyone asks a question, but only one gets that desire answered. Everyone else dies. That's the trade-off, right? And anyways, that is what they're going to do. And after now learning these characters, spending a couple hundred pages learning these characters, like 400 or 500 pages learning about these characters, I want to see how it plays out a bit. And that's really it. I'm very happy with the book. It was good. I looked afterwards online at what other people thought of it, and they were like, it's the best book ever, best sci-fi ever, some of the top sci-fi you'll ever read. And it was really good. But I am nowhere near that camp of people saying, like, this is the best thing ever. I thought it was an 8 out of 10 book. 8 out of 10 book. Some of the stories really hit. Some of them passed me by, like, okay, cool. And the Shrike is interesting. You see him in action a lot in that book, and very interesting, but I've got nothing, very cold, so there's nothing grabbing me to the Shrike. Not yet, I guess. Hopefully there's something. All there is just evil. Or not. It might be heartless, not even evil, in that sense, but we'll see. Anyways, 8 out of 10, solid book, reading the next one, and I look forward to finding out more. All right, peace.